Good morning. I just wanted to send out a quick video and answer some questions that have come in through the website lately. And I'm just going to go through them on my list here, and then I will earmark them in the recording so that you can skip to the one that is important to you. So the first one that came in is what equipment is required for participation? So the nice thing about triathlon, there's really nothing expensive that you need to buy. There's nothing new that you may not have heard of before. So basically going backwards to forward. So for the run is pretty simple as a pair of running shoes. As far as the bike portion goes, obviously a bike, you will need a helmet that is fit properly and that is up to date. And then obviously a bike of some sort. You don't need a road bike. We've seen people in the younger ages at 3 to 5 years old use a tricycle with training wheels on it, right up through a road bike that is customized for the individual. So anywhere in between that would be perfect. As far as the swim goes, you do need a cap, so a swim cap and goggles. Goggles aren't necessary, but they're obviously a benefit because you can put your head in the water and not be worried about getting water in your eyes, and then a swimsuit. As far as clothing goes, something that's possibly a little bit tighter, in case you're going to be obviously swimming in it. You will need to wear a shirt on the bike and the run. Or you can wear it all the way through if it's something, as I mentioned, that's a little bit tighter. Um, and that covers off the second questions as far as what should they wear. Just a side note on as far as what they should be wearing as well is they can wear a hat when they run. If they want, they can wear sunglasses that they can leave in transition. Obviously, if it's a hot, sunny day, put sunscreen on, bring a water bottle with water. Normally, I suggest bringing a small little towel as well to mark off your spot in transition, especially if they're newer, so it's something that stands out to them. Um, Again, a little bit of a similar topic as far as equipment goes, but I have a question here is what if my bike is older? As long we're going to be doing we'll call it a safety check as they come in to register. Just to make sure that the brakes are working, that the chain is fine, that the tires are pumped up enough. But if your kid is used to riding on it, that's great. Um, as far as they can't have an aero bike, and that's a high-end triathlon bike. Making sure that that it's a safe bike as well is important, that it fits them, that they're comfortable on them. So if you have any other specific questions about that, just write into us. Will my child be able to practice prior to the event? As far as practicing at the quarry or in St. Mary's, the roads, we're not going to have them closed prior to the event, but by all means, we'll be posting the maps out fairly shortly where you can go and see where the bike course is and take a ride on those roads. Just again, the roads aren't closed, so be aware of traffic and all the traffic rules and laws. The run course, it's a flat path along the river, so please do go for a run on it. The quarry won't be open until I believe later in June or even July long weekend. So that is something that they won't be able to practice at the venue for. But again, all of the term practice to me means practicing the different disciplines. So if they want to go to the local pool, wherever you're from, indoor pool and practice swimming, look at the lengths on the website or the distances so they can see how that feels, whether it be the 50 meters, the 100 meters, or right up to the 250 or 500, depending on their age. Biking and running, one of the main things for that, I believe, is just feeling comfortable with the distance, making sure that your bike is prepared, as mentioned before. But where it gets interesting is what we call the transitions. So making sure that you know how to get on your bike smoothly, get off your bike smoothly, run with or walk rapidly with your bike is important as well to learn how to do because there will be a distance of probably 20 to 50 meters that you'll be walking or running with your bike to get it back to where you rack it or leave it before you go on to the run. What if my child has never participated in one of these events before, that's awesome. It's your first time. We will have so many volunteers there that are more than willing to help everyone get through the event safely and with a smile on their face. So when you arrive, if you and or your child has any questions, please ask. That's one of the biggest things to make them feel comfortable. Whether it be in where are they swimming, where do they go, where do they register, where do you set your bike and other equipment, where do you set things up? All of these things are important questions for you and your child to ask if you're uncomfortable with things arriving there at the site. Arrive early. That's important as well, so that you can get a lay of the land and know where everything is. Watch a couple events before so that you can see how people who are a little bit more experienced may do the different swims or the bikes or the transitions. But biggest thing that we want is for them to come back. So having a fun and safe day, coming home with a big smile on their face, having participated in this is our biggest importance. But they don't need any experience as long as they do know how to swim, bike, and run. We'll take care of the rest in making them feel comfortable. What happens if it rains? Rain is fine. We will put the event on if it's raining. If there's lightning and thunder, that's where we need to be concerned. So we will stop the event there for a period of time, usually about half an hour between lightning strikes, to make sure that things are safe again, that the storm has passed. But if it's just raining, we will carry the event on. Can my child participate in other events like this? Absolutely. There's a number of events throughout Ontario. There's actually another one coming up in September, usually the week after school starts. That's in Lakeside, which is just about 20 minutes south of St. Mary Stratford area. So that's a great one to try at the end of the year. That's more local. There is one that's happening in May, or by the time you see this has happened already, but that's a great one for beginners to keep in mind for next year. It's only up till age 13 though. But there's a lot of other events across Ontario that we can get you more information for. It's an amazing sport to do not only into your teen years, but many of us are doing it much longer in life. So please ask more questions if you're interested about other events. What should you bring to the day of the event? Obviously, before you leave home, have a really good breakfast. Fuel is fuel. It helps everyone throughout the day, even the parents. Bring food though, bring snacks, bring water, bring electrolytes, bring your sunscreen, a hat, sunglasses, a towel, a change of clothes in case, as per the previous question, in case it rains. So make sure you bring everything that you would if you're going on a short little trip. It is quite a bit of stuff, but you want to be prepared for everything. Bring an extra change of socks for sure, even after they go for an initial bike. If it's raining, they have some clean socks or dry socks to change into. Shirt, sweater to warm up in if it's cooler out. So I hope that helps a little bit for the parents in the crowd. Bring an umbrella just in case, whether it's sunny and or raining. We use umbrellas to block the sun as well. Some comfortable shoes, because even as a parent, you will probably jog, run, walk rapidly a couple kilometers that day just in watching. How long does the event take? It really obviously depends on the distance and the age, but normally be prepared. This is what I love about it, is for your son or daughter to participate in an activity like this for probably around half an hour. Some of the longer distance may take up closer to an hour, or some will pass that hour mark. But it's going to be exciting because you'll get to see them a lot. We've set up a circuit course, meaning that for many of the events and age groups, they will be doing laps. So they'll be doing 1 or 2 or 3 laps of the run, 1, 2, 3, or 4 laps of the bike. So you'll get to see your athlete, your child, come by you many times where you can cheer. How can I help my child train safely? Safest way is with a club. and or with a community organization who specializes in that event because they take into account or that discipline. So whether it be swimming, biking, or running, because they do take into account safety and proper road conditions or facility conditions for when they're training. How can you help them is go for a walk, run with them, go out on a bike with them. It's really just getting comfortable on the different with the different exercises. So that's really how you can help. If you want something a little bit more formal, please email us. We have a couple local clubs or a couple local community um, clubs as well that could help you with that and lead you in a specific direction, whether that be in the St. Mary's, Stratford, and so on area, or down in London or other regions if that's where you're coming from. How should a training schedule be structured for my child? There's not many resources for that, as coaches tend to do their own philosophy or training, and clubs have that established already. So again, reach out for us to us regarding clubs. Biggest thing is you're not going to learn in the next month how to be a professional triathlete. So the biggest thing is comfort. So understand the distances. Doesn't mean you have to bike or run or swim that distance ahead of time. But since they're not that far, going out for a 4 or 6 kilometer bike ride, you can do that on a Sunday afternoon and just have fun doing it, understanding what it feels like to be on a bike for that period of time. Maybe put in a little bit more effort in certain areas, challenge yourself a little bit, understand what it feels like to go around a corner safely, understand what it feels like to go down a road and do a 180 and come back again, because everyone will be doing that at least one time on their bike and in a run. Understand what it feels like to put your shoes on when your feet are wet. That's something new, and tie them up real quick. That could be something you want to invest in, is some quick laces, or if they're really young and they still have a Velcro shoe, that's a lot faster. You don't want to waste time tying shoes. So something they can slip on, but slipping on a shoe with wet feet is a little bit more difficult. So quick laces are really just, everyone's seen them with younger kids. We call them quick laces, but it's really just elastic laces. So a couple of those specific things like jogging with their bike, walking quickly with their bike, getting out of a pool or water and putting a t-shirt on while you are wet. That's sometimes more difficult. Putting your helmet on and clipping it up safely and quickly. Um, Putting socks on if you want to try that with wet feet. Okay, so any of these things are helpful. Getting on your bike, maybe while other people or things are around you, because you may be in a situation where 3 other people are trying to get on their bike at the same time. So there's a lot of things like this that might help, but really learning how to run, bike, or swim, I wouldn't worry too much about that other than just understanding the distance and being comfortable with it. So that's all the questions that I got in this time frame. So if there are any other questions, please send them in and I will make sure to get videos out to get the information to you.